Architect Ledger TV. Episode script. Spoken section. Anthropic just locked in a $45 billion compute deal with SpaceX. And they're about to turn quarterly profit. That's the move that changes everything in the AI infrastructure game. I'm your host on Architect Ledger TV. Here's what every IT professional needs to know. Let's go. Anthropic just committed $45 billion to SpaceX over 3 years for dedicated Claude AI training capacity. That's not venture money. That's operating expense. For architects, this signals something critical. Claude's inference demand has become predictable enough to justify long-term infrastructure lock-in. You're watching a model company graduate from cloud-agnostic to infrastructure-dependent. Like AWS customers in 2012. The real implication? Anthropic's betting Claude becomes the enterprise standard. If they're right, competitors scrambling for NVIDIA chips just got slower. Anthropic's now processing roughly £930 million per month in compute revenue while approaching first quarterly profit. In the AI space, that's unicorn to unicorn plus speed. For teams evaluating Claude in production, this matters. Profitable AI companies tend to survive pivots and price wars. You're not betting on a VC-fueled experiment anymore. You're backing operational reality. Enterprise buyers just got one less risk to hedge against. Annual revenue crossed $10 billion. That's tripling faster than OpenAI's announced trajectory and hitting profit at scale simultaneously. Architects making long-term API commitments can breathe easier. A $10 billion revenue company has skin in the game to maintain API stability, invest in model safety, and deliver consistent performance. This isn't a flash in the pan AI startup. It's infrastructure. Paying SpaceX $45 billion for compute over 3 years means Anthropic's securing satellite-linked, distributed training capacity independent of traditional data center bottlenecks. SpaceX's Starshield infrastructure could mean Claude training runs on space-grade, latency-optimized hardware, a first in mainstream AI. For your enterprise architecture, this signals the AI infrastructure wars are shifting from chip allocation to distributed, redundancy-first compute networks. Prepare your teams to think about multi-region failover for AI services the way you do for databases. Andrej Karpathy, OpenAI's former VP of AI, just moved to Anthropic as senior research advisor. That's the technical brain behind Tesla's autonomous stack and GPT-4 scaling, choosing Anthropic over everyone else. Signal-wise, it means Anthropic's research roadmap is shifting toward embodied AI and real-time model optimization. For your ML ops teams, watch their next model release closely. Karpathy's involvement typically precedes step function capability jumps in reasoning and multimodal performance. Bristol Myers Squibb deployed Claude directly into their pharmaceutical research workflow for molecular analysis and compound screening. This is the first Fortune 50 company shipping Claude as a production dependency in regulated, high-stakes R&D. For enterprise architects in biotech, pharma, or healthcare, this validates Claude's accuracy and auditability at the level where mistakes cost lives. If BMS trusts it, your compliance teams have a template to reference. Tenable embedded Claude into their vulnerability assessment and threat intelligence pipeline, making it the first major cybersecurity platform to natively integrate Anthropic's model. For security teams evaluating LLM-powered vulnerability scanning, this matters because Claude's constitutional AI training focuses on reasoning through ambiguous threat patterns. You're getting a model designed to avoid false positives in high-stakes security decisions, not just maximize recall. Reaching quarterly profit before the broader AI market stabilizes is rare and decisive. OpenAI, Google, and Meta are still burning billions on infrastructure. Anthropic's margin positive already. For CIOs planning 3-year vendor strategies, this is your signal to shift from which AI company survives to which AI company's operating model survives best. Economics just became your technical selection criterion. Take the AWS ML specialty certification. 3 weeks, hands-on labs, and focus deeply on distributed training patterns and compute orchestration. Anthropic's SpaceX deal will reshape how enterprises architect AI workloads across multi-cloud and satellite infrastructure. You'll need that credential to architect it confidently. Subscribe for next week's infrastructure deep dive. Here's the question. If Anthropic's profitable at $10 billion revenue, how many AI companies actually need venture capital? And how many are just using it as a moat? End spoken section.